recording.
So does it go right to YouTube?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, and now it's flipping back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I don't think I can. I can't see that part of it.
Okay. Well, if we're getting this thing started and people are going to see all this,
Yeah.
I guess we could start. I'll say this is Rick Reynolds. I am one of the hosts of the Intellivisionaries Podcast, and with me is Ferg.
Hello, I'm from the Atari 2600 Game by Game Podcast.
And since the Atari 2600 Game by Game is about to do a show featuring the Atari cartridge Othello, we thought it'd be a fun thing to have Atari Othello play against Intellivision Reversi over Google Hangouts.
Yes. So you have a box? I saw you grab your box.
I do. I have a... We're both going to talk and it's going to flip back and forth. So this is Intellivision Reversi.
And Reversi was the original game, and Othello was the game that came along a lot later. Reversi, I think, was from the 1880s, and then Othello came out in the early 70s and started in Japan and then came out here. And one thing I noticed, Rick, about your... I have a picture of the Reversi box here. It doesn't say anything about being copyright CBS. And I think, I'm not sure if it was the first company to put it out in America, but Gabriel put out the board game in America in the 70s and 80s, and they were a part of CBS, and I have the CBS trademarks all over this box and this instructions. So it's just weird to see. Oh, well, it's not Othello, so I guess that's why you don't have that.
Oh, yeah, see, that was the thing. According to what I've read, Intellivision couldn't get, of course, the license to Othello because Atari had claimed that.
Gotcha.
And so they, of course, found out that Reversi had not been trademarked. And so if you look at the manual, you'll see they trademarked it. Mattel Electronics Reversi trademark. Very nice.
Very good.
So if you've never seen one of these, I got to give credit to Carrington Vanston, and I forgot the other guy that played with him, but Carrington Vanston does an Apple II podcast as well as the arcade podcast, No Quarter. He and a Commodore friend of his played a game of chess, Apple II versus Commodore 64, using this technique, and I thought that's awesome, and I thought that would be pretty fun to do with Intellivision and Atari since they were such bitter rivals, at least in terms of marketing, back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that started, and we're going to have Intellivision versus Atari game of Reversi/Othello.
All right, so bear with us here as we set up the screens.
Yes. While we're doing that, I'll mention that, or maybe you want to talk about the starting position that we have to simulate here.
Oh, that's right. In Reversi, there are no. Well, I think Othello calls them discs, and I think Reversi just calls them pieces, right?
I think that's right.
So there are no discs placed on the board in the beginning in Reversi, but on Othello there are. So we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do this, but Rick said that in the first four moves have to be placed on the four tiles in the middle of the board. So we already did a test run and it worked out fine. So.
Yeah. The rules of Reversi on the Intellivision require that those first four be in the center.
Yes.
So we're just going to mimic on the Intellivision the first four moves, which the Atari has already started with.
Right.
And then Intellivision's fifth move will be Atari's first move.
Right.
If that made sense.
Yes, it made more sense than what I said.
Something like that. So we will switch over to. I'm going to switch over to my Intellivision screen now.
Oh, I also should mention that Rick is playing on an actual Intellivision.
That is true.
I do not have that technology here, so I'm using an emulator. Sorry for the purists out there. I do have my joystick, though, so...
The purists are immediately siding with the Intellivision already.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to wait for you to see. I want to see the Atari screen there.
All right.
All right. So we'll start. We decided that Atari, to make sure that we can guarantee the placement of the pieces, we're going to let Atari go first, and it will be the black pieces.
Right.
So I will get that started on the Intellivision here. It's an 8x8 board.
Yeah, and Intellivision actually has three different board sizes to choose from, while Atari only has the one. And we did figure out. Sorry, Rick. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we both decided to go with the highest skill level, correct?
Right.
Yeah, and that didn't seem to be too bad
No.
in terms of wait times and such.
Yeah, a lot of the Atari games, the strategy games, have look-ahead time, and Othello does not. It's based on patterns. Ed Logg actually programmed the Atari version. He did worked on Asteroids and Centipede, the arcade games. And actually, Carol Shaw did the kernel for Othello, and then Ed Logg finished it. All right, so I see you're all ready.
Yeah, it's waiting for Atari to make its first move.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, Atari has moved down. And for those who might wonder, that's the Intellivision.
Yeah.
Because when the Intellivision thinks, it plays silly music.
Yeah. And I think we figured out that the Intellivision version was 8K.
We're guessing 8K.
Yeah.
We may have to turn that off if we're going to talk about the game. When I do a file listing on my Mac of the file size for Reversi, it's around 8K.
Okay. Yeah, the Atari version is 2K, but they both came out in the same year.
Yes, 1981. And that's not too unusual. Intellivision games tended to be larger. They tended to put more memory, RAM, whatever,
right,
on their cartridges, and charge more for them. So the Atari is now winning 6-3. The Atari is black, and the Intellivision is white.
Right.
Pieces. So, Ferg, you need to speak, I think, after Atari makes a move, so that goes active.
Oh,
there.
All right, yeah, so Atari went on the bottom there.
I think people watching this later
yeah,
will want to see that.
I like your cursor thing better than mine.
It's a little hard to follow yours as it goes around.
Yeah, it's just flashing and...
The Intellivision has moved.
Okay, so I'm going to put mine down there.
Okay, the Atari is moving over here. I'm still on the fence about this crazy sound effect.
I like it. At least you have sounds. Mine doesn't have... There's hardly any sound in this game. All right, so I'm going to move...
So you can see the move
up here
made
for Intellivision.
There we go.
And then Atari's going to follow right away.
Very quick on the move there,
Yeah,
Atari.
Yeah.
So if it's not obvious to people watching this, when the Atari makes a move, I enter it on my Intellivision as the black piece. And when the Intellivision makes a move, Ferg is entering that move as a white piece on his Atari.
Right, so I just moved down here and push the button, and it turns the pieces over, and then, man, that was fast.
Atari needs to think a little more about its
I know.
moves. In our first game, I think this is coming out to be a different game, though.
It is, yeah.
Our first trial game, the Intellivision pretty handily defeated the Atari. But this is not playing out exactly the same, even though it had the same initial conditions, you would think.
Right.
And as of right now, it's pretty even.
Wow.
It's
taking a while that time.
It's all for two pieces.
All right, so I'll put the television piece over there.
And Atari says,
right away, I'll take
you can take
more
all
back.
the time you want, but I can move very fast.
Yeah.
It's thinking hard, this game.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Okay.
2 pieces.
2 pieces.
And I guess it's probably worth mentioning the Intellivision showing a clock. It's funny in the manual. The manual says that you and a buddy should decide before you get started as to whether or not you're going to stop when the timer ends or when the board fills.
Wow.
Like, it just ran the clock as a convenience to the player. It doesn't really do anything.
No.
We're going here, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Although it does say that when it goes, it will go negative, like it'll turn red and flip over to tell you how much time you actually took.
Oh, really?
But the 30 minutes is arbitrary. It just chose that for me.
Okay. Do you remember the old commercials for the board game, The Minute to Learn, Lifetime to Master?
That does sound familiar.
Yeah. All right, so I'll put the television piece up top. The outer edges are always good. Good place to put your pieces.
Yes.
It's harder to flank them.
I can hear the feedback comments already. After the third move, the beeping got annoying.
Oh, I like it. Oh, okay. Television took a few more pieces that time.
Grabbing some middle there, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And Atari grabs one.
One
square,
piece. Yep.
This is going to be a bizarre reference for you, but have you ever heard of a... I gotta think it's an obscure song by Paul McCartney.
Temporary Secretary.
Oh, you do know it! That's what I immediately thought of with this crazy sound.
That's right.
I need a temporary secretary.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't catch that.
Oh...
That's great.
For everybody following along, by watching this video, go look up Temporary Secretary by Paul McCartney. You'll know what we're talking about. I wonder if he had an Intellivision. And played a lot of Reversi.
Maybe he did. That's great.
Now we can't turn off the volume. We've got to keep that running. Fans of Sir Paul.
Wow. All right.
Oh, for what was that?
2 pieces? Yeah.
Okay. And Atari grabs 2 more, I guess, right? Grab this thing here.
Yep.
I need a temporary secretary.
Oh, there you go.
Grabbing an edge.
Is that right? Yeah. All right. And the Atari will get 2. Or 1. Was that just 1?
I think you just grabbed 1.
Oh, boy.
It's funny. I mean, these... we could call this a battle between the 2 platforms, but it really comes down to the programmer who programmed the game back in 1981 and how well the guy at Mattel did versus how well the guy at Atari did in terms of their algorithms.
Do you know who it was?
I should. That sounds like something the guy on the Intellivisionaries ought to know.
All right, television takes a piece over here. And Atari takes 1 piece back.
Yes, we as we were discussing this earlier. Let me see. Am I in the right spot?
Yes.
I think I am. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As we were discussing this earlier, the rules indicate that you cannot place a piece on the board that does not flip another piece.
Right. Unless it's for you with the first 4.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, that's
Man, it's just nickel and dime in this stuff.
Hmm. But it seems like the Intellivision has kept a lead for a little while here.
Definitely. Oh, here we go. All right.
Ah, the Atari gets serious. And just like that.
Yeah. Your pieces turn over a lot faster than mine do, too. And your pieces are round. We had some trouble with the round on the Atari. Oh, back to what? 2 pieces that was? 1 piece?
Alright, so you're up here.
Just the one.
So, in terms of the technology, television grabbing one, but grabbing a key outer edge.
Yep.
These older games always kind of interesting to me in terms of the technology used. From what I understand and know about the Intellivision, I can tell that it has drawn this on an 8x8 grid of the background tiles that it uses to draw the backgrounds.
Okay.
That's why they're kind of small in the middle of the screen.
Oh, right, yeah.
As opposed to maybe drawing them larger and filling up more of the screen, that would have actually been more difficult to program.
Did you have Othello, a board game when you were a kid, or now, I guess?
No, never had this one. I mean, we had friends had it, and I'm pretty sure we had it at elementary school in recess or something like that. Because I know I played it some.
Yeah.
And I know I've played it on computer, or maybe I played it on my friend's Atari or something.
Yeah, the NES had a version too. That had to be late 80s at the very earliest.
And because I remember playing. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm not thinking of this. I'm thinking of the microscope puzzle in Seventh Guest. That's sort of Reversi-like, but much more difficult.
Okay.
The computer just whipped me terribly on that. I never beat the computer on that game.
Really? Oh.
Whoa.
A few more pieces.
Atari Strikes Back.
Oh, it's tied up. Oh, it was tied up last turn.
Until the Atari took over here.
Oh, there you go. Another outside piece for the Intellivision.
Television's grabbing the edge. It's greedy for the edge.
Yeah. I have noticed that whenever the Intellivision takes an outside piece, the Atari will try to take it back.
At this point, the Atari's grabbed a lot of the outside.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. See? Okay.
Yeah.
You got 3? Oh, dear.
Holy cow.
Wow.
This is like almost a reverse of what our test game was. So this is
it is
kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Atari smacks Intellivision down with that move.
Okay, move up a little bit. You got 2 pieces out of that?
Yeah.
And just 2. But another outside edge.
Atari has found the outside and it likes it.
Yes.
Intellivision moving there.
That 1 piece. Yeah, going for the.
Oh.
As soon as the Intellivision takes an outside piece, the Atari jumps all over it.
Smacks him around.
Yeah. We're staying on the outside for now. Let's see if the Atari goes down. Yep.
Yep. Could have predicted it.
Wow. That's a nice move.
Yeah, it can't grab I mean, Atari's dominating the outside.
Yeah.
Intellivision can't grab a corner.
Oh, there you go.
There, he grabbed a corner. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, I think Intellivision...
the whole thing.
I don't see the move yet. Where is it at?
Right next to the corner to the right.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
All right. Got to take that. Yeah, oh,
yeah. Bottom corner. Just nuked it.
It's going to get the other corner, too. And the other corner, looks like. Oh, my turn.
Yeah. This could be the comeback.
Yeah.
Atari's not going down without a fight.
No.
Oh!
What?
I have no clue what that move was about. Why did it take the bottom right corner?
That was weird. Yeah, it's not like Atari can block, so he's just biding his time.
Yeah, he's just good. Think you're winning, Atari. It's okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, here he comes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ugly.
Holy cow. All right. Wow.
Look at those points go.
Did you get 12 that time? Yeah, that's it.
That seems to be. That's who we're going to get here. Oh, my.
Wow.
A death blow at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the
Intellivision plays this little victory chant.
Yeah. And the Atari sulks away in silence.
Oh, man. That really turned around at the end.
It did, yeah. You got the whole outside.
I think fans of this game will mark this down as quite a nail biter there.
Yeah. Yeah, when we played the last one, I was sure I was going to lose. I mean, I did lose, but
it was much more one-sided. The other game. This,
yeah.
I thought the Intellivision was gonna lose this one, but boy, did it come back in the end.
Yeah. Very cool.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Reversi versus Othello. The Intellivision came back and routed the Atari in the very end of the game.
Yeah. And yours does look a lot better, so it deserves to be.
It's got the pretty.
Yeah. And the sound, too.
The sound. All right, man. Well, thanks, Ferg, for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
This
I'm
was
glad
a
you
joy.
suggested it. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
I hope you guys liked it out there.
Yeah. Hopefully, people watching it, if you watched it this far,
yeah.
you enjoy this. Ferg and I have been talking. We are looking into doing this with some other board game-ish kind of games that are available on both platforms.
Yep, definitely.
This just seemed like a real good first one since Ferg's about to cover this game on his podcast. So.
Yep, right after I do this.
Super.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody who took a look, and I guess it's one of those things. Leave us comments and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yep. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Ferg.